So the time has come, Myles Garrett has officially requested a trade, and what more do the Cleveland Browns even have left to offer us as a fan? I'm pretty much done. If I'm the Haslam's, I would sell the team. I don't even know why you would want to be responsible for owning and managing this atrocity of an organization. Like, the only reason I'm even making this video is because I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking me for it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for the Browns and Browns fans. I mean, I literally live in Cleveland, but like I've always said, if you continue to go to the same restaurant after church every Sunday and they serve you bad food, have bad service, give you food poisoning, something like that, eventually you are going to stop going. And even the players themselves are getting to that point. I know there are and have been bad owners throughout the history of sports. I know there's guys like Jerry Jones, even previous Browns owners were pretty bad, but Jimmy Haslam, if you see this video, I know he's not, there's a 100% chance he's not going to see this video, but Jimmy Haslam, you are the worst owner that the Browns could have ever had. And I know you are sitting there drowning in your money and could care less what anyone has to say, but people in Cleveland have been so loyal to this team for decades and decades, and you came in and you completely sabotaged this organization. Literally, Haslam has accomplished nothing. Like, sometimes there will be trolls on Twitter, including people like myself, that say they can run this team better, but honestly, it may be true. I mean, I don't think it's possible that anyone could have done worse. And Haslam came from oil and a bunch of businesses. The dude literally did not have a background in football. He just wanted to come in and own a football team. I mean, he makes Jerry Jones look like an okay owner. And I'll admit, the dude is good at business. I mean, figuring out how to completely fill a stadium week in and week out is impressive, considering they played 2 straight seasons, getting 1 win. But Cleveland fans waited and waited and waited. We trusted the process for 2 decades, and after just 1 playoff win, the wheels have completely fallen off again due to a haunting decision to bring in a criminal that had not played a snap of football for 2 years. That's really what this all came down to. The Browns put all morals and good judgment aside and took a big risk, and it completely backfired. I'll give them credit, they definitely did try. They tried to create a winning environment, but they just had incompetent management, and when you combine a horrific owner up top with a bad front office, and then you add the Cleveland sports curse on top of it, you're destined for failure. And now we are at the point where Myles Garrett has reached his breaking point and finally announced that he wants out. And I don't blame him at all. He has been a diamond in the rough, and he doesn't deserve to be in this trash organization any longer, and it is about to be a rough next 10 years of football in Cleveland. This officially is the most pathetic franchise in the entirety of sports, and it's time for fans to revolt. I'm not saying to bandwagon over to another team, but please do not fall for the Shedeur Sanders or Travis Hunter trap. It's all a marketing scheme. The Haslam's are going to bring Sanders in, they're going to promote it and hype it up to the fans, and then they're going to win 2 games. Just please stop giving money to and supporting terrible businesses. Like I said with the restaurant example, stop paying money and going to a restaurant that gives moldy food. You can still be supportive of the players, follow them on social media, go to their events and be fans, but do not buy tickets to the stadium, don't fund this team, and honestly, don't even watch them on TV either to support those deals. There's a million better things you could do with your time. You could watch a better football game that's on, you could take a nap, you could knock out some chores. Literally, people just need to do anything except for bringing this franchise revenue. Stop buying jerseys, stop buying keychains, stop buying the mugs, stop buying everything. Basically, I'm saying to boycott the Browns until something happens, because under Haslam, this team is always going to be one thing and one thing only: a clown show. And don't even get me started on the new stadium. I'm actually not against it, but how are you going to focus on this stadium and make that the thing to look forward to over the team? I mean, fix the freaking product on the field. I don't care at all about the new stadium. It could be the dopest venue on the planet. As a football fan, I'm not paying $300 to see a crappy product on the field that has shown absolutely no signs of ever trying to turn things around. Because it turns out those last 2 years were a complete fluke. And deep inside, I think we all knew the Browns would mess up what they had going. You had to almost wipe your glasses to make sure you were seeing things correctly. And sure enough, here we are again, and after trading Myles Garrett, this team is going to have nothing left. Nick Chubb is pretty much done after his injury. We have no QB, we have Judy and Njoku, but that's about it. And defensively last season, the secondary really fell off. So in terms of like the draft, free agency, and trades, I don't know what the answer is moving forward, but I do know one thing. The Browns need a reset up top. They need a new owner, they need new management, and from there, then things may start to slowly change. But for now, there is a clown show operating by the lake, and honestly, you're a clown if you financially support it. I will not be going to any games next year. Obviously, Obviously, I'll still watch. I know I said not to, but asking not to watch may be too much because at the end of the day, it's the NFL and football is fun. But if people in Cleveland really want change, we gotta send a message because the Dolans have no reason to change what they are doing. They literally sell out every game no matter what. And people always support this team because I feel like Browns fans almost like try to prove they are the best fan base in the league. But I think we have passed that point. Everyone knows that Browns fans are super loyal, and I don't think anyone would blame us for lashing out and boycotting. Anyways, in terms of Myles Garrett and his decision to request a trade, if I'm Andrew Berry, I'd try to get at least 2 or maybe 3 first-round picks for him. And honestly, I know the NFL is different and it's not just like video games where you can just trade any player for picks, but honestly, I would blow things up completely. I would trade anyone with any sort of value for picks and do an OKC Thunder style rebuild. Now, will the Browns do this? Of course not. Jimmy Haslam will probably propose the idea of signing Justin Tucker on a max contract to the front office. But if I personally was running the Browns, I'm blowing this entire operation up and building an offensive line through the draft and getting a new QB to develop. But yeah, Jimmy Haslam is atrocious. He should sell the team now and get it over with. Clearly he doesn't know football. Clearly he is not a good owner. And he may go down as one of the top 5 worst owners in the history of professional sports if he isn't already there. I just don't know as a player why you would ever want to become a Brown right now. I know money is money and it is a place to play, but they have pretty much destroyed every solid player's career. I can only count on my hand the amount of success stories that have come out of this franchise. And when I look at a guy like Joe Thomas, I really can only admire his loyalty. He is what you call a ride or die because there was no reason for him to stay and he really should have left looking back at it. But yeah, there's just no point in supporting the Cleveland Browns while they are still owned by Jimmy Haslam. It's a complete waste of time. It's a complete waste of money. I can think of so many better things to do and I just don't see things going up anytime soon. I mean, it just feels like the wheels are just going to continue to fall off and everyone refuses to accept it. That's really all I have to say for this video. Let me know what you guys thought about all this in the comments below, and also let me know what you would like to see next. If you haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And until next time, I will see you all later.
Expected announcement soon. He already had made up his mind and he knew he was going to publicly ask for a trade before the draft. G, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I've done multiple blogs about this. I mean, you can go back and I dated this back to all the way last year, a couple of years before. And, you know, I said, look, man, y'all got to realize something. You know, be careful what you wish for. A lot of people at the time was like, yeah, listen, we're losing these games. And I said, losing has consequences. And when you are playing and when you see your mortality in front of you, and when you are a player of Myles Garrett's caliber, it looks like he's by some publications going to be Defensive Player of the Year again. It just shows that, look, guys want to win football games. And this is the problem that a lot of people have seen with the Cleveland Browns organization, is the fact that, you know, they're always resetting, always another 3 to 5 year plan, always another, and you could go back all the way back to 2000. There's always this thing, do we have a quarterback? Don't we have a quarterback? Is it the head coach or the GM? We got to switch this out, swap this out. The culture is getting better. It don't take you 25, 30 years to build a culture, man.